I haven't came on to do a live in a long time, and I figured I will start again to try to get one or two lives in during the week. This live, I'm gonna allow you guys the opportunity to ask me a few questions, any questions you might have pertaining to vehicle purchase, hybrid purchase. We're gonna talk about the hot, popular models, what's hot, what's not, and general wait times, how long you might be able to grab your favorite hybrid Toyota. So let's get started. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask them in the comment section. I'll do my best to get to you and your question. So in general, right now, everything is still buzzing with Toyota in terms of product, in terms of popularity, and in terms of demand. I did do a live yesterday or the day before with Brandon from Car Questions Answered, and that should be going live next week or the next following week. We talked about a lot of similar topics that I'm going to talk to you about now. One of them is, yeah, for the most part, everything is still hot with Toyota in terms of product and in terms of availability. You can still get your hand on, the odd Toyota Tundra or Toyota Tacoma if it's a non-hybrid. The hybrid equivalents, you still have to wait a bit. You still have to wait some time for a hybrid Toyota Tundra or a hybrid Toyota Tacoma. But if you're a bit open to color and trim, for example, a short box versus a long box, or a certain exterior color versus another, then you'll probably be able to find a Toyota Tundra readily available. Might not have to wait too long at all. I have one question here that disappeared. Sorry for that. I'll try to get to you. I think it said something about ordering a vehicle where I'm located. In terms of general wait times, yes, you still have to wait for most hybrid Toyotas. We don't have much readily available. So what does that mean? If you want to order a Toyota Corolla hybrid or a Camry, which only comes hybrid now, Sienna, RAV4, even the Crown Signias for that matter, they just came out. Crown Signias, you also have to factory order. Now, depending on where you're located and where you're buying from, the wait times could vary, but definitely you got to place a factory order for pretty much any hybrid Toyota vehicle that you're looking at, with the exception, like I said, of Toyota Tundra and Toyota Tacoma. We're going to talk a little bit about 2026 RAV4 in terms of a redesign. No problem for the video, guys. I'll try and do this once a week. I used to do lives once a week about a year ago, but it's hard to get on here every week. So I bought a Toyota Grand Highlander Limited a month ago. So far, I love it. Yeah, Grand Highlanders are amazing. I drove a Grand Highlander XLE hybrid. Best Toyota I ever driven or drove. Lots of comfort, lots of space. The transmission and combustion engine and hybrid powertrain system sync together perfectly for a very smooth drive. I will type again. I booked a Grand Highlander Limited with Maple. Do you think the tariff will have any impact? So guys, in terms of tariff, nothing has really been officially stated from Toyota Canada to any dealers at this point in time that I know of. I don't know much about tariff and that conversation. I'm not into politics much, but I do know that Toyota is, or Canada is, somewhat exempt from tariffs to some degree. Is that what I learned? I think. If I'm wrong, let me know. If I'm right, let me know. So I'm not too sure. I don't think it's going to affect Canada in any way, shape, or form. If you're in the U.S. or other countries, then I'm not sure how that will affect you. You're going to have to wait for an official statement or release from the company. In terms of the overall popularity, like I said, RAV4 is super hot. Anything hybrid, very, very hot right now. It seems like we're at a crossroads between the consumers and the customers going combustion, so non-hybrid, and then over to the full EV. Full EV was a trend, I think. I don't think it's hot anymore. I think it was a trend for about a year or so. maybe around 2021, everyone was getting into those Ford Lightning F-150s. A lot of Teslas were on the road. And now we're starting to see Teslas get traded in. We're starting to see a lot of customers walk away from full EV and transition into hybrid. And guys, we do hybrid very, very well. Toyota does hybrid one of the best. We've been at hybrid for over 20, 25 years, with the first Prius in 1996 or 1997. Don't quote me on that. So we're very good at the hybrid game. We've got it perfected, which is why a lot of our hybrids have a wait time, because they are fantastic. Now, 2026 RAV4, there's not much to be said, guys. Whatever you see online in terms of content, forums, right now at this point, it's all speculation. Nothing has been officially confirmed for 2026 Toyota RAV4 in terms of it being a redesign, in terms of it coming out anytime soon, what it's going to look like. Yeah, there's a lot of renderings that have came out, very accurate. You want to say accurate renderings for the most part. They look like what it could be, is the new RAV4, and that's from Best Car Magazine. I think they've got the best renderings and speculations out there. I did do a few videos on the 2026 RAV4 based on what Best Car Magazine has already said and dictated. They say that it will be a hybrid-only powertrain system. I saw that coming regardless, in my opinion, because look at the Toyota Sienna, look at the Toyota Venza when it came out in 2021 again, look at the Toyota Camry, the Crown Signia, Crown Sedan, the Land Cruiser. There's so many models now that are hybrid only that I think it only makes sense that something popular like the RAV4 would follow through and be a hybrid only powertrain system. But again, whatever you're seeing online, guys, it is literally speculation. No one knows for sure what is happening and when, except for Toyota themselves. What do I think? I think the 26 RAV4 will come out sometime in the fall, maybe late fall, early winter of 2025. I do think it'll be a redesign. I think it's time. The current generation body style RAV has been out since 2019. That's a long stretch, in my opinion, for something that's so heavily popular like the Toyota RAV4. So I think it's time. I think it's time for a nice mild refresh on the exterior and a drastic refresh on the interior, or redesign on the interior, similar to what they've done on the Toyota Camry from 2024 to 2025. Nothing drastic on the exterior, but the interior got a lot of improvements. Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, etc. Toyota Canada, for us here in Central Ontario, just released the programs for the month of April. Again, touching on the topic of buying assistance or a buying guide. We don't have much that came to us in terms of changes on the programs. I think some models saw a very slight decrease and adjustment in interest rate. Whether it's on finance or lease, I'm not too sure at this point. I'd have to double check. But you can ask me the questions if you have in the comments section, and I'll try to circle back to you. What about the Stout? I'm not sure what the Stout is. I think the Stout is an SUV or a pickup truck. Guys, Toyota's supposed to have a lot of new stuff coming. Not that I know specifically anything. I'm just saying there's been so much talk, interviews, forums, that Toyota's going to be coming out with a bunch of new models, and it's supposed to be a big year for Toyota. Now, whether that's the RAV4 or totally different models, or, we've all heard rumors of a full EV, Toyota Supra, the CHR coming back, all that kind of stuff. At this point, we don't know what exactly is going to come out of the hat for Toyota, but we should start seeing some stuff soon, because we're just past the first quarter of 2025. Yes, Stout is a pickup. That's right. I thought I knew that. Guys, in terms of overall vehicle selection, I think soon we're not going to have the option of picking between a non-hybrid Toyota and a hybrid. I think eventually Toyota will kick into all hybrid. Now, whether that's on the RAV, whether that's on the Highlander, I think it'll happen to every model that we have in sometime within the next 1 to 3 years. That's my prediction. But take a look right now, guys, at the pricing and at the breakdowns, the general price gap between a non-hybrid Toyota and a hybrid Toyota is usually around $2,000 to $3,000, sometimes a bit more. I mean, if you're looking at the RAV, it's usually around $3,000 price gap. I know the overall driving patterns and how much you drive will predict how much of that you save on fuel and how fast or how long it takes you to save that cost. But keep in mind a lot of other benefits on hybrid. If you haven't driven a hybrid Toyota before, or you don't drive a hybrid Toyota before, try to drive one, because they are much more enjoyable to drive when compared to something like the non-hybrid equivalent. Not to say that those aren't fun to drive, but it's a lot more responsiveness. There's a lot more peppiness on the acceleration, specifically because you get instant torque, 100% of the available pickup at the time of pressing down the acceleration or the gas pedal, because it's mainly electric. It's taking off in electric mode, and you get all that power instantly. So in terms of responsiveness, in terms of acceleration, and even the smooth transition from gear to gear, whether you have the CVT, ECVT transmission, I think it's a way better driving experience going with the hybrid option versus the non-hybrid option. So fuel aside, look at that as well if you're doing a lot of long distance driving. If you plan on keeping the vehicle for a while, I would say don't worry too much about hybrid maintenance. Guys, I have a lot of videos on hybrid maintenance and what you can expect, or what you can, kind of see happening in the future of owning a hybrid Toyota past 3, 4, 5 years. Generally, the hybrid batteries last quite a while. And I'm talking about those high voltage batteries that sit underneath the floor bed of your hybrid Toyota. They usually last, a long time. I haven't heard of one or seen one being broken down or needed to get replaced or repaired. I don't think ever. And I've been working with Toyota since 2008. So that's a long time. Toyota, the manufacturer themselves, have a hybrid high voltage battery warranty of, I believe, 10 years or 240,000 kilometers. That's quite a while. And I think companies like Toyota do that because they know they can back it up, and they don't want the consumer worrying about something unnecessarily. So don't worry about the hybrid maintenance. I think in general, it's very similar, or if not better, than the non-hybrid equivalent. Again, I have many videos on this that I explain it and break it down a little bit more into detail. If you want, you can go on later and check out those videos in my channel. But if you have any questions, guys, just feel free to send me a message or leave me a comment, or you can also email me. You can find my email address on the YouTube channel itself. In terms of tariffs, I think we touched on that a little bit. I know I had a lot of questions on that in a lot of my videos in the comment section. I don't think tariffs is going to affect us. I don't think it's going to do anything really instantly to the pricing, at least for us here in Canada. In other markets and countries, I'm not too sure. But again, at this point, we haven't received anything official from any source that says this is what it's going to be for us. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this live. I'm going to wrap it up now. I'll try to come on a live again in about 1 week time. We'll try and do this every week. I also do have a video launching at some point today, again, talking about the hybrid technology in our Toyota vehicles and breaking down some misconceptions about them. We've owned a plug-in Prius for 10 years. That's great, and I see that it's been low maintenance for you, which is great. It's to be expected with Toyota, the brand that probably does hybrid technology the best. We'll catch you guys on the next live and next video. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Take care.